Hey everyone, this is Prince from Desi Programmer. Welcome back to another exciting video in this React.js series. And in this video, we're going to talk about how you can use a front-end library such as Bootstrap with React.js. We'll talk about the things that don't exist here as they do in using a simple Vanilla.js project, and things that exist here which can't easily be done using a Vanilla.js project. We will see how you can use a component-based library such as React Bootstrap to do things that are not easily available, and we'd also see how you can use Sass files to override the themes, thus easily replacing your own brand color in your entire website. Well, as you can see, we have a very basic React application up and running, and in the last video we have discussed how you can use things like this class name, which are a replacement for basic class in our simple HTML files, and I've already explained the reasons, so let's not go there. The simple thing is that I have already explained how you can use CSS file, put up your own styling and then simply refer them as class name and then use it right here, just as this sample project does, and we are good right there. But we also know that when you're creating a Zan project, you have to write a lot of CSS, and there comes some front-end libraries like Bootstrap, okay? And we use these libraries which provide us a lot of things from like basic components to especially the layout stuff, and we really use that a lot. And let me tell you, it's actually fairly easy to use that in CSS and React.js. The only difference here is that since this works on a DOM and React.js will introduce its own virtual DOM, you can't use any JavaScript component directly. Now don't worry, I'll explain that in detail in this video, but first let's get started with let's just introduce this in our project right here, okay? So first go here, I will remove this everything. I use an RFC, I have this simple app component here, and it simply says welcome. Save, go back, and we have a welcome here. So simply open any of your favorite search engine and search for React Bootstrap. Okay, hit enter and you will go to this particular website which says React Bootstrap. Okay, this is a Bootstrap's implementation with React framework. If you're wondering why we need this, I'll get there in some time. First, let's go and get started. And here, as you can see, this has this one simple line which will help us with installing Bootstrap. So there are two ways you can use Bootstrap here, okay? And the two ways are that first, you can simply use Bootstrap, okay? Or B, you can use this React Bootstrap. Now with React Bootstrap, the issue that I personally face is that there is a component for everything. And now since I've been coding a lot in Vanilla.js, I am more familiar with class, row, column 2 and something as such. While in React Bootstrap, if you want a row, you have to use a row component. Okay, something that you may like or you may not like. But an issue with Bootstrap is that you can't use things like alert, you can't use things like model here, okay? So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to use a combination of both of them to make sure that we get what we want. So let's go back here, and as you can see, this installs React Bootstrap, and since React Bootstrap obviously it relies on Bootstrap, it installs Bootstrap too. So this one simple line is going to do everything that we need. I'll simply copy this, get back to my terminal, close this, paste it, hit enter. And now we have React Bootstrap and Bootstrap installed. So let's get started with doing a couple of things. Okay, I'll start this, and here now let's actually start writing some code. So first things first, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to introduce a couple of things. Like in your app.js, as you can see, we know things like if I have a button, okay, let's say it says login, and if I have Bootstrap added, I can simply do something like class name is equal to btn, and let's say btn primary. Okay, if you are already familiar with Bootstrap, you should know what this does. If you are not familiar with Bootstrap, let me tell you, there is no such thing as learning React Bootstrap. Why? Because I'm pretty sure there are not many tutorials on this, and even if there are, they will already assume that you know Bootstrap. Okay, so if you want to learn Bootstrap, you have to learn Bootstrap with basic HTML and CSS. There, if you learn everything about Bootstrap, for example, all these Bootstrap components, everything, all these helper classes, utility classes, basic layout, example how you use the grid, what is this column system, what is this row system and stuff, only then you can actually just import that knowledge to React.js. You can't just learn Bootstrap with React.js. I mean, you can, but I really recommend not to. So anyway, we have this simple button which will have a btn and btn primary, which means it's a primary Bootstrap button. If you go back here our React app is running, you can't see anything. Okay, like we have the simple button obviously, but it's not the React.js button that we, Bootstrap button that we want. The reasons, because although we have installed everything, we are not actually exporting it. Okay, so our browser doesn't know that there is something as Bootstrap. Now one way of doing that is actually introducing your bootstraps file here. Okay, in your index.html you add your bootstrap CSS. Okay, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to use CDN here because I'm actually going to customize, which I can't do if I add a bootstrap here. So I'm going to close this. Okay, in your index.js, remember when I said that if you are importing any file here, it's going to be global. So what I have to do simply is I have to import the bootstrap file here, and it will be a global CSS. It will be applied to all the pages and I don't have to do anything extra. I'll simply type import. Okay, we have bootstrap, we have slash, okay, we have test, then we have CSS, and then we have bootstrap.min.css. okay, it's minified version. Let's save it. Let's go back, and now if I refresh this, now we have this particular button, which is a bootstrap primary button. Okay, we can do so much more. For example, I can add a class name. Now this can be a container with a padding of 5. Save this, go back, and here as you can see, this is in center. This can also have a background of secondary. Now as you can see, this has a background of secondary. Okay, so in simple terms, we now have bootstrap here. Okay, we can use bootstrap CSS, but remember when I said we are going to use bootstrap React Bootstrap too. Let me tell you why we want to do that. Okay, let's go here. Let's search for alert. This will give us alerts. One of the great features of Bootstrap that we really use a lot if you're using a project. So what I'm going to do here is that it's actually very simple. I'm just going to copy this dismissible alert from here. Okay, we'll copy this everything. We'll go back here and we'll paste it here. Okay, first thing first, it's going to give you error because we are using class here, and these all should be replaced with class name. So I will replace name this with class name and replace this one with class name. Save this and we are good to go. Let's go back here. Okay, and here if we refresh, this is what we have. Now if I click on this, this should close, but it's not going to close itself. Okay, if you see here, if I click on this, it's going to close itself, but here it's not going to do so. And this is why we have to use something like React Bootstrap. Now although you can simply introduce your own simple function here, which can have its own state, and then it can close it and stuff, but there are that people actually use this, so I really don't want to do that here. So let's see how we can use that. I'm going to remove this everything from here. We have empty fragments, and we have let's say we just have an h1 tag that says welcome. Let's save this. Let's go back, and now we have a simple welcome here. So with React Bootstrap, everything is a component here. So for example, if I want to use a button, I have to do something like import a button from React Bootstrap, and now here I can add a button. Let's say this is login. So let's see what the difference is. Okay, I have added a button here. It's compiling. We have a login button here. Okay, I also want a container, so let's add a container. As you can see, it is automatically importing it, and let's save. So we have a container here, right? The difference is that if I want this button to be large, I have to do something like size, and it is going to be large. Save this, and now we have a large button. If I want this to be of a different variant, just as we have danger, we have warning, we have success, I have to use the variant prop, and it's going to be something like, let's say, danger. Save, and now here this is a button with red color. If I do something like success, it's going to be green colored. So this is why some people will want to use React Bootstrap, because they are more comfortable with this, or because they have learned it this way, right? But what's more important here is that introducing things like alert and models, because just as I said, you can't do that with simple plain Bootstrap. So let's simply search alert here. Okay, it's going to give you this giant code base here. Now if I really want to use this kind of alert, I will simply use the class names. Okay, if you ask me personally, I kind of use a combination of both these components and my own class names. Up until now, I have never faced any error because of using both of them at once, so I'm really comfortable with that. What I mean here is that instead of using containers, I will simply put up a division right here. Okay, and this division will have its own class name. For example, this has a class name which is going to be let's say a container. This is this has a padding of 5 from every side. Let's save it. Let's go back, and here we have a container. Okay, see, the difference here is that although this is coming from React Bootstrap, which is a component, this right here is simple class name. It has no issues here. Now, since I can't use alert, so what I will do is that I'll go here, and here as you can see that this is giant dismissible alert. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to copy this particular function. Okay, let's go back here and let's paste it here. Right, see, this is nothing but just a simple function which has a state, and here we have an alert. Okay, this alert will be displayed only if this so is set to true. First I have to import this use set state. That's done. Next thing is that I have to import this alert, so that's done. Okay, now what I'm going to do is that I'm simply going to call it. So we have this. I'll simply click on copy, and here after this h1 I'm going to paste it. Okay, sorry, it's a component, so I am going to paste it. Save this. We have called it, and now here as you can see we have this particular alert, and I can actually close it. Okay, that's completely working. So alert, close it. So alert and close it. You can easily modify this however you want. Okay, and we will talk about that later on. We're actually going to create full projects using Bootstrap and stuff, but this one is very basic one. Okay, here we are just going to get started with Bootstrap. So this is a simple dismissible alert example. Okay, we have the simple alert here which can be dismissed. If you want to do more things like, hey, I want to show this on my own and stuff like that, you can simply put this entire code right here and work with that. I don't want to do that right now. Moving forward, another important component of Bootstrap that we use a lot and can't be used using simple Bootstrap. We have to use React Bootstrap for that, and that particular component is models. So we use models a lot here. And again, the process is pretty simple. As you can see, this is the model dialog. If you have this model dialog, a model will be displayed. What I want to do is that I want to display a model on click of a button. So we have the simple giant example. I'm just going to copy this. Let's go back here. Let's paste it just the way we did this alert. Okay, we have to import this particular model. Rest is good. We can go back. Okay, actually right here itself, after this alert dismissible example, we can actually export this example to, which is nothing but this simple React.js model. Okay, save this. Let's go back, and here if you click on launch demo model, it's going to show this model. It's completely working because I can click on close and it's going to close itself. I can click here and it's going to close itself. Okay, I can even simply change these things. For example, this has a variant of primary. I'm going to make sure that this is danger, and this is going to be success, and this is going to be this is going to be success, and this is going to be danger. Let's save it. Let's go back here. Let's click here, and it says, hey, close, save changes. We have they have model heading. We can simply change it. Okay, rest is same. If you are familiar with Bootstrap, you already know what static backdrop is, center scrolling and stuff as such. If you don't know, just as I said, you have to learn Bootstrap then. Even forms are here, and you can simply use this form, or you can simply use the basic class name form, then formed as control class names to your input fields, and form will be rendered. Although we're actually going to talk in detail about front-end form validation using React Forming. Yup, not right now, because that actually needs a lot of introductory topics. So in simple terms, as of now, we have learned that you can simply use Bootstrap with class names, or you can use React Bootstrap. There are different components which require them, so it's completely up to you. If you are more comfortable using components, then you can use components. If you are more comfortable using class names, then you can use class names too. Although there are a couple of components, example alert and models, where you have to use these particular components. Okay, now with this being said, the last thing that I want to talk about is customizing your own themes. Okay, so this is my particular website. Now I don't want my primary color to be blue. I want my primary color to be something else, and this can be done very easily using React.js and Sass. So what I'm going to do first is, here I have to close this. Okay, and I'm going to install Sass. Okay, so we have to do npm I Sass, and it will install it. Okay, so let's wait for this to be finished, and alright, we are going to start our project again. Now here in your source folder, we'll create a file, and we will name that file as main.scss. Okay, now this is a Sass file. In this Sass file, what I have to do is that first I have to import Bootstrap Sass, and this is going to come from dot slash, understand the directory structure here. So then we have a node modules, we have bootstrap, we have SCSS, and remember we need the entire bootstraps SCSS here. Okay, and here we can actually put our own variable name and override them to make sure that we have our own theme here. If you're thinking that I'm talking something very different, it's not such. You can actually go here and see in customize, you have this Sass option, and it says how you can, customize Sass using this, right? Like you can simply customize your own custom color. You can actually, change this. So for example, I want my primary color, PRIMARY, my primary color to be, let's say, red. Let's save this, and now we have a color of red. Let's go back here, let's refresh, and okay, we are not going to see anything, right? The reason why I'm not seeing anything is because I have to again go back to my index.js, and I will make sure that I'm not exporting this particular bootstrap main.css, right? Now what I want to do is that this is going to export bootstrap CSS with all these overrides. Okay, so I have to import this particular file in my index.js, and I'm going to do that on top of index.css. I mean, it's simple. Basically, if I do here, index.css will overwrite anything that I overwrite. So I'm going to do import, okay, ./main.scss. Save this. Let's go back. Now let's reload this. And as you can see, this will now be red. Why? Because, well, we have changed our primary color to red. Don't believe me? Let's change this to Rebecca purple. Wow, I do remember the spelling. That's amazing. Let's reload, and here now this is Rebecca purple. So the difference that it's going to make here is that now if I have let's say a division, okay, not that, we have this division, which have this container. I can do something like bz dash primary, and this is going to get this particular primary color that I just added. Okay, you can overwrite a lot of stuff here, not just simple colors, a lot of stuff literally, and this will actually make sure that even though you're using Bootstrap, your website will look different with its own custom themes, font sizes, and fonts and whatnot. So for example, I am saying that my dollar secondary, okay, sorry, what I want to do here is that I want to make sure that my body dash bz, I think this is the thing, is 1c. Save this. I really hope that this is the correct one. Let's reload it. This will kind of apply okay, this kind of applies dark background to my entire body, and I can simply do something like dollar body dash color hash EEE. Save, go back, reload, and my entire color in my body will now be white. So basically I have applied dark theme to my Bootstrap with just 2 lines of code. So my body background is now dark, and my body color, so all the h1p tags will now be white by default, and all the backgrounds will be black by default. Okay, let's go to app.js. Let's remove this bz primary, and you will get what I'm saying. Here we have dark theme Bootstrap up and running. So well, that's pretty much it from my side in this video, where we have talked about adding Bootstrap to our React.js project. We have talked about overriding Bootstrap variables to create our own custom theme, and we have talked about using React Bootstrap so that we can use those components which can't be used with Vanilla.js Bootstrap or simple Bootstrap CSS file. The reason is simple: since Bootstrap is going to use a DOM and React introduces its own virtual DOM, Bootstrap's JavaScript will not be able to function perfectly. That's why we need our own version, which React Bootstrap provides, and we are using it for simple things like forms and models and alerts and well, whatnot. So well, that's pretty much it from my side in this video. I hope you enjoyed this. So keep coding, keep loving, keep sharing, and peace.